In this video, we are going to take a look at the print function. While variables are your friend, the print function is indeed your very best friend in Python programming. We will first get a description of the print function. We will then take a look at the syntax, and then we will see the print function in action in the interpreter window and in a Python script. The print function is a built-in function in Python. What this means is that we do not have to separately import the functionality in order to use the print function. We will have a whole section dedicated to built-in functions later in this course, so for this video please focus purely on the print function itself. The print function is used to output information to your screen, but to be more specific, to your console window or your integrated window in your Python integrated development environment. It allows you to display text, variables and expressions during the execution of your script or when you're testing using the integrated window. The print function is an excellent tool for debugging and monitoring the execution of your script. Okay, let's move on to the print function syntax. Here we have our syntax. Print is the function, and we can see that the parameters are wrapped in these parentheses. We have 5 parameters: objects, sep, end, file and flush. Now we're only going to focus on the first 3 because the last 2 are a bit more advanced and this is an introduction course. The objects parameter can take none, one or many objects. When using multiple objects, you separate them using a comma. The sep parameter is how those objects are separated. By default, it is a space. The end parameter is what happens at the end of the printout. The default is that it moves onto a new line. So now we have a description of the print function and an understanding of its syntax. Let's head over to PyScripter and see it in action. Okay, so we are in PyScripter here, and in the Python interpreter window we are going to type print and the parentheses. And we can see here that PyScripter has popped up some information about the syntax, which we already know about that. The usual initiation into programming is to print hello world to screen, but because we're a little different, let's print hello geospatial world. Now we can see that I've wrapped the text in double quotes. You can also wrap it in single quotes, but you cannot mix match. So you cannot have a single quote at the start and a double quote at the end. This here is known as a string literal. I'm going to hit enter and we can see hello geospatial world was printed to screen. The string literal hello geospatial world was one object. Let's see how we can print multiple objects. If I press up on the keyboard, I can get back the print hello geospatial world line of code. Now after world and the closing double quote, I'm going to put a comma and I'm going to use more and close double quotes. I'm going to say my name is Glenn. And I can't even spell my name right. It's Glenn. I'm going to hit enter. Now remember that the default separator is a space, and we can see that it applied it here in between world and my. Let's go again. This time we will change the separator. We'll say sep equals, and we'll put a hyphen. And we'll hit enter. And we can see now it added a hyphen in between world and my name. We can also print numerical literals. We can say print 5. Not only that, but we can also perform arithmetic. Print 5 plus 4 and we get 9. And would you believe you can also add text. Hello plus, I'm going to put a space in here because we're not using multiple objects. So hello plus space and students. And I'll hit enter and we can see it printed hello students. This is called string concatenation. In the string section of this course, we're going to see more efficient ways to use string concatenation. But just know for now that you can concatenate using the plus symbol. Let's take a look at using variables. I'm just going to clear the screen. Let's create a variable called country and we'll set that equal to a string of Ireland. We'll create a second called county, and we'll set that equal to Dublin. And we'll create a third called population, and we'll set that equal to 1458154. I saw that somewhere on the internet. I'm sure it's somewhat correct. Now let's call our print function. We're going to print our county variable followed by a comma. We're going to use a string literal. Is the capital city of... Oh, I nearly typed Ireland there, but I don't need to. We have that as a variable, so I'm going to put in country, another comma, and we'll use another string literal, and the population is population. So what do you think is going to be printed here? We know that the separator is a space, so we should get Dublin followed by a space, is the capital city of, followed by a space, Ireland, followed by a space, and the population is space and the population. Let's hit enter, and we can see that that is exactly what we get. Just before we finish up this video, let's go over to the top left of PyScripter and click on the Python icon to open up a new Python module. This will be a new Python script. We'll remove the code that it automatically adds. I'm going to zoom in a little. We're going to see here that we can also print to the interpreter window when we run a script. So let's simply just put in print hi and run. And we can see that is output to the interpreter window. Now, before I forget, we haven't taken a look at the end parameter. Let's head back into our script and add a second print function. Print welcome to this course. And if I run that, we can see these are placed on two separate lines. Now, in the first print function, if I add end and set that equal to an empty string, we know that the default is to add it to a new line. So here we're adding an empty string, and we're going to see that hi and welcome to this course will be on the same line. We'll run that code, and you can see it is on the same line. There was no space added in between hi and welcome. If we went back into our first print function and in our string literal put in a comma and a space and ran again, we can see how this is printed out on the same line. In this video, we got an overall description of the built-in print function with Python. We then went through the syntax for the print function and saw the print function in action in Python using PyScripter. In the next video, we are going to take a look at comments in Python.